Hello and welcome to the first of these short tutorial recordings designed to help students through the initial maths module of the UCPD course in collision investigation. Firstly, we're going to be looking at something called Bodmas. This tells us the order in which we perform the operators within an equation, the operators being addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. This is essential in order for us to understand how equations work and to be able to manipulate them, which is a key understanding for the rest of the course. Right, so Bodmas stands for brackets, others, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay, and it tells us the order, the priority of operands in descending order, like that. So let's look at a simple example. 2 plus 3 multiplied by 4. Okay, so is the answer 20 or is the answer 14? Well, the correct answer is 14. This is because if we look at our order of operators, we know that multiplication comes above addition. So we perform the multiplication in the equation first, and then finally the addition. So we get a new equation of 2 plus 12. And then we finish that off just to give us 14, which is the correct answer. By the rule of Bodmas, if we introduce brackets, we can carry out the addition first. So if we have the equation we had above, and we introduce brackets here and here, then that alters the equation. So we know that brackets comes first, so we perform this first, followed by the multiplication, which gives us 5 multiplied by 4 to give us an answer of 20. Okay, so from this we can see how important it is to recognize what operators you have within an equation to ensure that we calculate the correct final answer. Before we go any further, an important point to note here is the use of calculators. If you're using a scientific calculator, they will generally tend to follow the Bodmas rule, whereas most simple calculators do not, so this is a word of warning. Okay, so let's have a look at the part which tends to cause the most confusion, which is others. Basically, as the name states, it is all other operators, mathematical operators, which are not mentioned in the Bodmas rule. So that includes all roots, all powers, trigonometric equations, which we'll look at later. Yeah, so all other ones, a lot of them we won't use in this course. But let's look at a simple example again. So if we have 2 squared plus 3. Okay, so is the answer 7 or is the answer 25? Well, using the Bodmas rule, we know that the answer is 7. This is because we have a power, which is obviously in the category of others. So, and that comes above the addition we have in the centre. So that gives us 4 plus 3, which gives us a final answer of 7. Once again, if we introduce in brackets, the order of the equation will be changed. So if we have 2 plus 3, all in a bracket, to the power 2, this will alter the equation, which gives us the 2 plus 3 will be performed first, giving us 5 to the power 2, which gives us a final answer of 25. Once again, we can see how important it is to recognize what operators you have within the equation. Okay, so let's give you a few examples for you to have a go at to put the method into practice. So if 3 plus 6 divided by 2 multiplied by 4. Example number 2, we have 9 plus 6 in brackets divided by 3 plus 2. And number 3, we have 2 plus 2 in brackets to the power 2 divided by 2 minus 1. Okay, so if you pause the recording here and have a go at these, and then continue when you're ready. Okay, so you've had a go at the examples. Let's see if you got the correct answer. Right, example number 1. As I said before, it is important to recognise what operators you have within an equation. So as we can see here, we have an addition, we have a division, and we have a multiplication. So, simply looking at the rule of Bodmas, we know that the division will be performed first, followed by the multiplication, followed by the addition. So, we get 3 plus, and then you do the 6 divided by the 2, giving us another 3, and then we have the multiplied by 4 on the end. Then when we carry out the multiplication to give us 3 plus 12, and then we just finish it off to give us 15. So hopefully you got the correct answer. Once again, in example number 2, we need to recognize what we have. So we have brackets here. We have a multiplication, a division, and then 2 additions. But this, obviously, this addition here doesn't really matter because it will be performed because of the brackets. So we perform the brackets first to give us 15 divided by 3 plus 2. We then perform the division, giving us 5 plus 2, and then finish it off to get 7. And finally, example number 3. Once again, this is where people may get confused because we have brackets, but we also have a power, and then we have a division, and we have a subtraction. Okay, so simply by looking at the Bodmas rule, we know the brackets are performed first. So the 2 plus 2 within the bracket is performed to give us 4, and that's to the power 2, and then divided by 2 minus 1. Once again, we have a power, so we perform that because it comes in the category of others, which gives us 16 divided by 2 minus 1. So then finally, to finish off, we have 16 divided by 2, giving us 8. We have the minus the 1, and finishes off to give us 7. So hopefully you got the correct answers. And that covers the rule of Bodmas. Hopefully you'll be relatively confident now with the workings of an equation for next time you come across them later on in the course.